Hey guys, thanks for joining me tonight. I have a nice little review for you. It's on one of Spyderco's newest knives, the Manix 2 XL. I've had my Manix 2 XL here on pre-order since probably the end of November, beginning of December, and I am incredibly pumped that it's right here in my hands. It shipped earlier this week, and here it is right here. So, without further ado, oh yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Yep, this is definitely an extra large Manix too. I mean, I have fairly large hands, and that's a big ass folded knife. Wow, this is a beautiful knife. The G10, just right off the bat, I'm just feeling how grippy, and it's got a really nice texture, which I always appreciate. And as I just noticed too, that the blade is nice and centered, and I'm sure every knife owner appreciates that as well. Wow, I'm just a little bit speechless. I've been looking forward to this knife for so long, and there she is in all her glory. S30V steel on the blade. The blade is 3.86 inches long, and you got a closed length of 5.1 inches. And the length open is just a hair under 9 inches, so it's not quite as long as your, standard military I think the standard military is 9.5 inches. So this is right at 8.94 inches long, and it's still, quite a step above the Manix 2 as far as lengthwise and weight-wise. This has got a great weight to it. I just love how it feels. I believe the weight on this is 5.9 ounces, which if you don't like a heavier knife or a more bulky knife in your pocket, this may not be for you, but I personally don't mind it. I think the extra added weight can come in handy when trying to cut through, a hard material like really coarse cardboard or a fabric or something like that. So anyway, let me reach down here and grab a Manix 2 for size comparison. I don't own the production Manix 2 154 cm blade Manix 2. I just think it looks, absolutely hideous with the hollow ground blade. So that will never be making its way into my collection, but I do, however, love all the Manix 2 sprints, and one of the ones I have right here is the EDC Forums Manix 2 Moonglow. So there's your standard Manix 2. Manix 2 is 8 inches length overall, so the Manix XL is about an inch over it lengthwise. Let me just pop this sucker open. Yeah, so there you go. I'm going to try to match up the spines here. So there's the spines matched up. You can definitely tell that the Manix XL, of course, eclipses the Manix 2. They got the same locking mechanism, that awesome ball bearing lock right there. It's rock solid. I'll even prove that right now. Putting a lot of strength into that, and that blade is it's not going anywhere. It's got that awesome spine jimping right here, which I love. I fell in love with that on this Manix 2 Sprint, and I'm just really glad to see it on the Manix XL. It's got the nice thumb jimping right on the back of the blade here. The blades, which is a little bit unusual, I'm surprised I didn't bump the Manix XL into 4mm thick. They're both 3mm thick. Weight-wise, again, the Manix 2, it's 5 ounces, so the Manix XL is quite a bit heavier at 5.9. You also notice the Manix 2 XL has this almost like the hook shape at the end of the scales here, which I really like because it matches the front, and it just, it allows a really nice grip on the knife. And since you got the edge at either angle here, both at the tail and at the front near the pivot, this knife isn't going anywhere when you have a nice good grip on it. Let's see, more similarities. They both have that awesome, really large lanyard hole, so your lanyard possibilities are endless. You don't have to worry about trying to pry paracord through a really tiny lanyard hole. It's a pet peeve of mine. The construction, as far as the scales and how they're held together, is just a little bit different. The Manix 2 has that, ghost face. It's got the two eyes, and there's the mouth as the locking mechanism. The The XL has just the one pivot screw right there. It's got the other two Torx bits right along its spine right there, when the Manix 2 only has just the one right there. Just pop this closed. It's got the same you know, little hourglass clip, and the Manix XL has, you know, of course, the same size. So, you know, they're almost identical except for, of course, the size and weight. I got a couple other size comparisons for you. I thought, you know, viewers might be interested if they're trying to, you know, really tell how big this knife is. Here's a full-size military. The military is one of Spyderco's biggest folding knives, if not the biggest. Let's see. That's 9.5 inches long, alright? And then let's see, I think the Manix XL comes in just a hair under it at 8.94 inches long. I'll line these up right at the pivot point for you. So there you go. There's a pretty decent size comparison. The blade on the military is, you know, a solid 4 inches, and the blade on the XL is right under 4 inches. I think 3.86 inches. So it's not quite as huge as the military. The length overall of the military, as I said, 9.5 inches. But it's still a really big knife. I can't say that enough. It's a really big knife. The weight of it is a lot more than the military, I will say that. Military weighs in at 4.2 ounces. And of course the Manix XL, as I stated earlier, 5.9. Let's see, moving on. I just have one more size comparison for you, and that's a pair of military too. So let me just put that right there. Let me open these guys back up. There's the XL. Paramilitary right here. It's a little bit painful for me to pull out my paramilitary too, because I actually damaged the blade the other day and I'm really not too happy with myself. But if you can see that well enough, there's the three blades right there. Manix XL right here, of course, that's coming in second to the military. But I thought that might be a nice size comparison. Let me lower this tripod really quickly to see if I can, you know, show that a little bit better for you. So there you go. There's all the blades. Paramilitary 2 has the 3.438 inch long blade. Oop, didn't want to do that. Too many knives on my table here. So there you go. Manix XL is a huge knife. Not quite as big as the full-size military, but it is much bigger than the paramilitary and the Manix 2, and I just knocked those over again. And you can see the Manix 2 is glowing there. Okay, so anyway, that's the review. So I had to make it a little quick review with some size comparisons. I love this knife. I've probably owned it now for maybe a half an hour. I literally just got home from work and I couldn't wait to do a review on it. So there it is, Manix XL. Go get one. They're a great value. I think I got this. I put $10 down for pre-order, and I think the balance I had to pay was $87.99. So I got mine for under $100. That's one thing this knife has going for it, is just great value, great blade steel S30V, you know, awesome G10 texture. I am raving about this knife already. I love the Manix platform. So yeah, go get one. You have my endorsement, my seal of approval. Another home run by Spyderco. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Have a great night.